The Utinni. You will never find a more perfect drink that's cold and lemony. Hey, it's Tim here, your average dungeon master and your amateur bar master. Today I'm making a Star Wars Martini. Today I'm diving into my favorite fantasy world, Star Wars. It's not sci-fi. Yeah, it's space fantasy. And one of the first aliens that we see in the original Star Wars are Jawas. So I'm making an Utinni. A martini is made with gin and vermouth. Dry vermouth to be specific. There are 3 types of vermouth. There's more than that, but generally there's 3 types of vermouth: dry, blanc, and sweet. A martini is made with dry vermouth. Martini also has bitters in it, and then martini naming can get pretty complicated. So a martini is made with dry vermouth, and then it can be made dry by using less vermouth. It can be made wet by using more vermouth. It's a 50-50 martini if it uses equal parts gin and vermouth. It can also be called a perfect martini if it uses equal parts dry and sweet vermouth, no matter if it's wet or dry. So you could order a perfect dry martini, and that would have equal parts dry and sweet vermouth, and there would be less of it than the gin. A dry martini is what we're making today because it comes from Tatooine, the dry desert planet. I'm going to start off with 3 ounces of my gin. It's important to use good ingredients, especially in a martini when the ingredients are very simple, there's not a lot of them, and they really stand out. And then I've got my cubed ice in there, and it's been sitting out a little bit, so it's tempering. It won't crack right away when I pour my alcohol onto it. And I'm going to add a 1/2 ounce of my dry vermouth. Now I'm going to add what makes this a Utinni. Long-ish story of how I came to this drink recipe. The Utinni, the Star Wars Martini, the Tatooine Jawa Martini. So Tatooine, real-life location is Tunisia. They've shot all the on-site locations for Tatooine in Tunisia. So Tunisia's national drink is a fig alcohol. Well, really hard for me to get fig-based alcohol here in Indiana, but what I could get is plum wine. Japanese plum wine to be specific, which is really good. It's not fig alcohol, I get that. So I'm using plum wine in this Utinni, and I'm using a fig garnish. So honoring Tunisia in that way. It's also a dry martini like Tatooine. This is another ingredient that you want to make sure is high quality. If you wouldn't drink the ingredient on its own, then don't use it in your cocktail. So this plum wine is going to give my drink a nice sandy Tatooine desert color. I have also got Angostura bitters here. A martini has bitters in it. With the plum wine, I'm adding a lot of sweetness and some other flavors. I'm still going to add a dash of Angostura bitters in here, but honestly, try it with it, try it without it, and see what you think. Now I'm going to crack my other ice cube. Got this new super long bar spoon from my wife. Okay, all right. Okay, a few things about mixing. When you've got your big ice cubes in here, it really helps with the mixing because what you're trying to do is keep the spoon on the outside of the glass, and the bowl side, the convex part of the spoon is going to stay against the outside of the glass, and just rotate all the contents of the glass. What you're doing with the spoon is using the twist in the handle to help you rotate the spoon in your hand. Your hand stays still and the spoon spins in your hand as you push it and pull it. You push it against that side of the glass and you pull it back against this side. I'm looking for, if I've got these big cubes in here, what I'm looking at is the corners of the cubes. And when I see that the corners of the cubes are a little bit rounded, that's about where I want it to be. And it kind of also depends on how many small chunks of ice I got in the glass. And pour. Now for my garnish, I'm going to pull a lemon peel because I've got quite a bit of the warm flavors in the plum wine. So normally I would do an orange on a martini, but I'm going to do a lemon today because I want some additional brightness. And what you're looking for from your peel is to get as little amount of the white pith as possible. I've got a little bit here, but you can see through it. We're going to take that peel and we're going to express the oils over the top of the drink. And as you look at it, I've got a perfect look at it here with the reflection. I can see the oils hitting the top of the drink and the rim. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take my peel, rub it on the top and the sides of the glass where you put your fingers. your guest, or me in this case, is going to grab the glass and get that lemon oil on your fingers, and that is going to inform your taste. For my garnish for this drink, I'm going to do something a little special. I'm going to square it up with my knife to make it square and straight. Get 2 of them. Presentation is an important part of cocktails. And then let's see if I can do this. I'm going to take lemon through one side. I'm going to take a fig that I cut in half, wrap my lemon peel around, get another one, same thing. I don't know, kind of looks like Jawas or Jawa eyes, right? And those figs, as they sit in the drink, are going to soak up gin. And at the end of my drink, I'll have a nice little treat. So there it is. Utinni. Tasty. Love a martini. I think the plum wine is a cool addition. I don't know if it's really even a martini anymore, but it's a good drink regardless.